This model kit review is of the Boulton Defiant, the Mk.1. It's a 1/72nd scale model by Airfix, and we've got some very nice box art. Looks like it's shooting down a Heinkel 111. We've got two different versions here. This sort of classic World War II British camo, or the Black Knight version. I'll probably do that version. So here are some details here about the plane and the dimensions, as well as the two different versions. So let's have a look inside. And let's see these sprues. So here is our glass. See, there's our turret and our cockpits. I guess we've got two different versions of the glass there, depending which version you're going to build. There's our windshield. Okay, so this is very nicely molded. Look at that. Some recessed lines with rivet lines. There's a fair amount of surface detail here. It's beautifully molded. We've got some exhausts here. Another option of exhausts over there. We've got our seat, the spinner for the propeller. We've got our wheels, and they're bulging at the bottom, so it'll look like it's standing on the ground. Here are our wheel well covers. Looks like part of our maybe part of our engine there. We'll have to look and see what that's for. Here's our propeller. There's part of the gun. And then there's our two figures, some parts here for our landing gear. Yeah, there's some detail, not a whole lot inside there. Here's our main wing. Look at that. That is some beautiful detail. There's our tail wheel, and I'm not really sure what some of these parts are. There's our radiator. But that's just very beautifully molded. Let's look at the underside. This is a very nice feature, giving separate wheel wells with detail on the inside. That's great. Here's the other side of the wing, the top of the wing with recessed panel lines. Same thing with our elevator. Wheel well covers there. There's our rudder, and that's probably the floor of our cockpit, and that's probably the floor of the turret. Looks like one of the bulkheads. So that is actually very nicely molded. We do have some decals here, and there are quite a few for such a little plane. Let's have a look at our instructions. So we have some details here about the plane and dimensions. Okay, let's have a look inside. There's the assembly icons. So we put together the parts of the fuselage for the cockpit. Put our figure on there, and then put our wings together. Mount the wings on the fuselage. Two different versions here, depending on which one you're going to build. And let's see here. Put together the radiator. You can buy a separate aircraft stand if you want to. If you want to make it like it's flying. And mount those. There's the tail pieces going together. If you want to have it flying, then you can put the wheel wells up and not bother with the landing gear. Okay, that's what that was all for. That's for the landing gear. So quite a few pieces there for the landing gear. And then putting on our wheels, and then wheel well covers there. Okay, and then this page here has the turret and the gun. So that's what those pieces are for. Goes inside the glass. Put together your propeller, and mount that, different exhausts for different versions, and putting a tail wheel on there, and I guess that little rod is going to drop down if it's flying but if not, cut it off. If it's going to be sitting there, it's going to drop down. I guess during the flying. Here's the different canopies if you want to have them closed or open. So the 3 different versions. I'll probably have mine open like that. I like to see the cockpits. Okay, here is the one version. This is from 1940, and this is in the British camouflage. And then here is the other version, and it's from 1941. And this is the nighttime version. And I kind of like that version actually. So that's actually a very nicely molded plane with recessed panel lines. It also has some cockpit detail, which is great. It also has wheel wells. So that's actually a very nice plane.